What's up, Pima Community College? How y'all doing? No. See, y'all the leaders, right? Y'all supposed to be leaders? I need y'all to be able to take the opportunity to acknowledge yourself for being here. Earlier on a Friday, I see some sleepy, got some coffee, but just know that I'll be your coffee this morning. So, y'all excited? Y'all ready this morning? Nice. So what I'd love to do the next 20 minutes, I'd love to just dive in and explore some of the components that I've found to be essential to leadership. As y'all heard, I'm part of Delta Sigma Chi. Have a seat. Welcome right up front. Quick side note, in case anyone wants to grab a nice front seat, like it's only to your life, y'all. So feel free if you want to move from the back, no judgment or anything, but got some good seats right here. I think Ginger's holding it down. Anyways, next 20 minutes, I'd love to be able to share some of the principles that are valuable for you. I'll keep things nice and concise. I'll share a little bit of my story so y'all can connect to me. And also, I'll have a little gift for you at the end as well, too. And I'd love to allow for some Q&A, so that way y'all can really get a customized experience. Have a great day. I know that Julia, I know that the Pima Community College, admin team, they really efforted to put a good program together for you. And I'm really excited as I think more programs like this of people who care, people who show up, they need to be honored and they need to be supported. So if you're a first generation, let me see you wave at me. Wave at yourselves. Hey, nice. I too am a first generation. My mom is from Peru, she's an immigrant. My dad is from Easley, South Carolina. Both grew up in poverty and both efforted to really make a life worth living for myself growing up, for my sister. I was bullied growing up. I had this big old afro. I'm a mixed boy. I didn't really speak Spanish because I grew up next to a racist white city where I just felt ostracized. I felt weird. I felt like I couldn't be my authentic self. And if there's one thing that I think as leaders you get to do every single day is you get to create your voice. You might have heard you get to find your voice. I think it's created. Every day. Anybody know any Les Brown, inspirational speaker? Not that many? Okay, hey, look up, write this down. Make sure y'all bust out notes. I'm here to give y'all resources. Les Brown, inspirational speaker. Nice. He's one of my favorites. And one thing that I love that y'all moving. Y'all got some folders now. Okay, this is great. Les Brown, inspirational speaker. One thing that's very important is to understand that every day is a new day to create yourself. Every day is a new day to create yourself. I need y'all to hear me when I say this next part. One of your biggest responsibilities as a leader is to make sure that you heal. There's a lot of leaders that are leading out of ego, that are leading from an unsustainable space, that are leading from an unintegrous space. I think y'all are going to talk about values. Y'all are going to have a workshop on values and how that pertains to your goals. Well, if you don't know your values, if you don't know what's important to you, if you don't know what's the bedrock of your foundation of your expression and what you need in a relationship, what you need in an organization, it's only a matter of time before you burn out, before you experience anxiety, depression, or stress. And then that over time is going to compound and bring out what you might have not taken care of when you were younger. So one aspect of healing, or one aspect of leading, is to make sure that you take care of yourself so that you can show up in an integrous space. Because, let's see, first year students, raise your hand. Hey, nice, I'm glad y'all here. Second year students, hey, I love it. Third, nice. And fourth. Hey, in the back, I love it. I asked that just to be able to appreciate. I wish that I had someone talking to me about this when I was a freshman going into things. Because let's just be real. Life is very chaotic right now, yeah? Might be on the verge of a second lockdown and things too. And there's been a lot of chaos the last few years. And I'll say this. I think people in the early 1900s, because I guess I was born in the 1900s, which is crazy to say. No? All right, we'll keep trying. All right, I got y'all. One thing that I think it's important to say, I'll say even our grandparents or our great-grandparents, they didn't experience the amount of energy and information and stimuli that exists at this time. You can pop open your phone, y'all got your laptops, you can search anything. People like 70 years ago didn't experience what we're experiencing today, one, but two, they wouldn't feel that in their whole lifetime. So if you're of the millennial generation or you're of Gen Z, you have access to information and that's a responsibility. Write this down. One of the principles of leadership is that it's a responsibility. And I'll also say it's a thankless job. You don't go stepping in to be a leader because you're looking to have a pat on the back. You're stepping in to be a leader because it's necessary. Just so know, if something like clicks for you, if you feel give me a Ah, nice, I got y'all now. You can also snap it out as well too. Because being a leader, it's important to cultivate your grit. Fun fact for you, I'm part of Delta Sigma Chi. It's a chiropractic fraternity. My name's Brother Grit. It's great to meet you. And I think grit is an essential component if you're a first generation, if you're a college student, and if you're a human right now in this day and age. Because if you don't have grit, if you don't have passion and resilience and adaptability, it's only a matter of time before you become susceptible to what life's demands and intentions are going to present for you. So you got to once more identify your values. Now I'll even unpack that a little bit. What are your values? What's most important to you? Think of a few words. Mine are integrity, community.
Service.
Ooh, nice, got service. Did this turn up? This is great. I got y'all now. Anyways. Gratitude. That's another one of mine. And humility. Boy, if you ain't humble as a leader, life will humble you. A lot of people walking around pampered as adults haven't had their face put in the dirt by life. Haven't had to go through something. Haven't had to sacrifice and endeavor for something. And if you haven't, that's okay. There's no shade. But what I want to offer, it's very important that you effort to maximize your awareness as a leader. But if you are stressed, if you are, try to keep this in my hand. If you're in a stressed state, I guess neurologically speaking, it's important. I'm a chiropractor. I study energy. I study how when the body is in a place of ease or parasympathetic, aka rest, digest. Y'all know that? Ever hear that? Rest, digest, chill. Cool. Then there's the other side. There's fight or flight in the sympathetic response, or there's dorsal vagal shutdown, which just means freeze. You're immobilized. Kind of like a deer, kind of just like, or like a goat. You scare, anyone ever scare a goat? They fall over to the side. There's a lot of humans doing that right now. The more that you heal, the more bandwidth that you'll have. Because it's one thing to focus, it's another thing to focus when you can actually take in maximal information. When you're in a stress state, things go like this. And you can't see beyond yourself. Why am I saying that? That's unsustainable as a leadership, because to be a leader is to be considerate. And I'd say to be a great leader is to be highly considerate. Highly considerate of what? Your team, your teammates, the goal, the mission, the intention. Anybody know what intention is? Go ahead, shout it out. What's intention? I love it. Who said that? Good. Yeah, nice. You can think of your intention or your intentionality as, I like to think like we all chilling like on this nice boat, like just going off, going somewhere. But your intention, it's the island. It's the destination. Where you're going. What are the energetic components of it? Don't just make a goal because X, Y, or Z. Think about what are you gonna feel with the goal. There's a component to manifesting, or I think I'll just say creating your life. And there's been so many examples throughout all my life, not from a flex state, but from a you can do it too state. From I wish I was in your seat state. Nice, I got a laugh up there too. Because when you can understand that when you think about and you can leverage the technology that is your brain to think about this. You can think about something in the future and get excited, no? You can also think about something in the future and be anxious or experiencing some stress, yeah? You can also think about something in the past that was stressful or that was exciting, but you feel those emotions in the now, yeah? What is that? It's your brain. The brain can't differentiate what's in the past and what's in the future and what's now in the present. But depending upon what you've cleared in the past and depending upon your relationship what's in the future, you'll be able to experience that in the now. So when it comes to creating your goals, think about what's the energy of say I want to have all right, I got you. I want to have a big Spanish speaking practice here in Tucson. That's at the heart of it. I want to be able to serve up people that didn't have an idea about chiropractic and natural health and the lifestyle that comes with. So I would break down, well, who do I gotta be? How does that Dr. Jamal walk? How does he talk? What are his habits? What are his actions? What are his thoughts? What are his day-to-day things? How does he communicate with people? What is he reading? What is he taking in? Y'all starting to get reverse engineering your life? Does that make sense? Sweet. How we doing? Pretty good. Okay, I'll take pretty good. All right, fine. Take pretty good. All right, so there's a few things. I'll start with digital identity. First and foremost, with digital identity, Or your, one of my professors, Dr. Harmon, used to say, it's your online tattoos. I was like, okay, I get it. Your digital identity is just an extension of your integrity. Who you are online better be who you are just on the day-to-day. If there's a gap, people are gonna notice that. And if people notice that, prepare yourself. Because I'm just like y'all, I'm not on this pedestal. I actually like the amphitheater style, so I can be like underneath y'all. So I can serve y'all. To be a leader is to be a servant. Once more, it's not for the accolades, it's to serve, it's to make the communities better. So I'll ask you this question. Who is it that you want to serve, and how? You don't gotta write down the answer now, but think about this. That's gonna go into your dream. Because your digital identity, like for me, I'm a chiropractor. Let's just be honest, a lot of people are either scared of my profession, they don't understand my profession, or they judge my profession. Like, to be a chiropractor, you're either really dumb or really smart. I'll elaborate. You're either really dumb because you don't understand you're going into a profession that the 95% of human beings are scared of, and you're ignorant of the work that it's gonna take to shift the cultural conversation and teach people how powerful they are. And actually, they're not a byproduct of their genetics, they're a byproduct of their environment and their lifestyle decisions. That's important because health was also a component. You're not a byproduct, just someone's sneezing or chewing right next to you, doesn't mean you're gonna start sneezing and chewing. It's not the genes that determine the health. It's the perception and it's the level of bandwidth that you have to adapt that determines your health. I could go on that for days, but I want to stay present in the now and the now. When it comes to your digital identity, think about how is it that you want to be of service. It's just value per second, baby. That's all it is. So how is it that can you create content or you can create pieces that are relevant for your people? So that way you're just giving value. So that way when they meet you, they're like, oh wow, you just provide me this, provide me that. Follow me later on, watch the videos, send your boy a message. So that way we can stay connected and things too. Because there's so much that I want to share with y'all, but I only get the next 10, 12 minutes or so. Hey, if anybody in the back, if y'all want to come have a seat, y'all don't have to stand. Don't be shy. Or you keep standing, it's all good. I'm not forcing anything there. Stop looking at me. Anyway, got y'all giggling. All right. Communication. Whew, boy. Communication. Two resources for you. One was on digital identity. Write down the name Alex Hormozi. Anyone know him? Alex Hormozi? Anybody? Hormozi Nation? Nobody? Okay, cool. I'm really, really excited for you. Because if you are, it's important to say, this is important to understand. Grant Cardone is another entrepreneur. Anyone know Grant Cardone? Yeah. Okay, cool, got one. He wrote a book called Sell or Be Sold. And he said you're either always selling something or you're being sold something. Example A, I'm trying to sell you on yourself right now. So you can have a great day. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah. So one thing with Alex Hormozi, if you're getting into anything sales related, which is a lot of things, he's created a lot of free content that's just really good for you. And I think you're gonna get a lot of value from it. For communication, I recommend the book Nonviolent Communication. Nonviolent Communication by Dr. Marshall Rosenberg. See, because a lot of folk don't know how to communicate nowadays, and that's a whole societal thing. But another book that I recommend is The 4 Agreements. Ooh, got some head. Okay. Learning, y'all. And why do I mention The 4 Agreements? A lot of people, unless you understand the agreements in which you're moving through in life, then you're only going to move in a certain way. So it's whose agreements or whose rules, whose constructs are you operating out of? Is that of moms, dads? Is it your cultures? Is it a community? And did you agree to that? I mentioned we're walking on native land. It's important as an agreement, I think, in Tucson to make sure that we honor that whenever we have the opportunity. Because of what? The sacrifices, the understanding, and the lessons learned from those who were before us. Another component, another principle of leadership, write this down, is honoring your roots. One of my favorite books of leadership is Legacy by James Kerr, K-E-R-R. It's about the New Zealand All Blacks, best rugby team in the world. You might have seen them, they're Maori, a lot of them are Maori, they do the haka, where they're slapping their chest. I'm not even gonna try to do it, but it fires me up all the time. But I mentioned that because, the Maori, they know 14 spots up their tree line. Their great, I'm not even gonna try, but great grandparents. They know them by name. They're named after them. Culturally, I think we've been disconnected and severed from our lineages. Ancestrally, bloodline, and just where we come from. And I think our power as a human being to adapt and evolve. So if you can be able to appreciate and understand where you come from and what the predecessors of whatever organization or whatever space have sacrificed in order for you to be there, there's a lot of power in that. There's a lot of juice in that. There's a lot of sustenance in that. Y'all first generation, baby. Like your parent, just look right above you. Ask yourself or reflect upon yourself, what is it that they did on the day-to-day that you might have not seen that went into making sure that you could be here today? Or I'll even say as a layer, in spite of what they may have not have done. All right, cool. All right, just make sure you're with me. So communication, that's very important. Time management. Time management was a very important concept. One of my favorite books is The Effective Executive. You read it?
I've heard of it.
Okay. She had a big smile on her face. I was like, okay. The Effective Executive by Peter Drucker. I love giving resources because it's just potent, and I'm a nerd. I love reading. In case y'all haven't heard, leaders are readers. Yeah? Y'all heard that?
What's the author again?
It's called The Effective Executive.
Okay. By
Peter Drucker.
Drucker.
Yeah, Drucker. It's like a white and red book. Another book for y'all. I got books for days, y'all. I got books for days. How to Win Friends and Influence People. Dale Carnegie. Anybody?
Yeah.
I saw some finger wags out there. That's one of the most important books. That's so important because you just learn how to be a good human and you learn how to treat people very, very well. Because people would rather be treated well versus like crap. Simple. You want to be a good leader? Be a good human being. If I want to be a good chiropractor, I got to be a good human being. People aren't going to come into my space because they can feel, you can just feel someone's energy when it's off. No? Yeah. Man, like someone's got some sticky energy, like you're just like, ugh, I don't want to be around you. Yeah. So how is it that you need to sensitize and clear your energy? Once more, you need to heal, and once more, you need community. Humble yourself. Principle of leadership, you need your counsel. Who's your counsel? Who are you going to lean on when you're entering a new challenge or entering a new worldview, entering a new position? I'm sure the professor over here, he didn't just get to where he got because he did it all by himself. I'm sure that there was key mentors that were there to help clear the way and also check them. Like if you don't have someone that's like checking you, keeping you in integrity with your goals, with your dreams, with how you want to show up in the world, you're going to miss information and you're going to miss that. And then you're gonna hurt somebody. Smokey's like, I got my eye on you, bro. Counsel, I want the problem. So you gotta be able to make sure that you have a counsel and you got people that you can humble yourself and listen to. Because you will only advance as a leader and as a human to the rate that you're willing to receive. You will only advance as a leader and as a human at the rate in which you're willing to receive. And if you're not humble, you're going to miss information. And then it's only a matter of time before you misstep. And then when you misstep, who are you going to impact? And then I want you to consider how are you going to impact them. Because if you don't take that into consideration as a part of your why, well then once more, you may lead to causing more damage or destruction versus if you had an intention of constructiveness or helpfulness. Does that make sense? Give me a head nod if you're with me. All right, sweet. Make sure I check in on time. How are we doing on time? Got another about 5 minutes, 10 minutes? 7? Okay, cool. Okay. Isn't that crazy, like how quick that went by? Is that as quick for y'all as it was for me? Okay, cool. All right, last thing I want to make sure that I hit on, as I think I got majority of things. I want to share how like life is a video game, but once more, leadership, it's a necessity. When you accept the responsibility, it's game on, baby. It's a responsibility. Like, it's just a matter of, do you want to look at it? Like a lot of chiropractors, when it came to educating people about natural health and things the last few years, a lot of them tucked their tails and ran and hid. Why? Because they weren't freaking certain of themselves. So there's principles, and when you can surround yourself and you can study the principles of being a good human, being a good leader, being a good boss, just being able to be of service, you'll find that there's a more sustainable expression, because when you are moving from an unprincipled sense, it's going to lead to an unsustainable expression. And then you're going to be reaching outside in. Ooh, had someone take a breath. That's good. Last thing for you. Ooh. how do I word this? If you don't allow yourself to be able to take that leap and get uncomfortable, y'all might have heard of the comfort zone, you'll always stay stagnant, you stay where you are. If you want your life to change, you need to change. But when it comes to being a leader, I'll ask you this question as one final gift before we go into Q&A, is how is it that you want to change? I'll give you 8 domains of life. Just kind of take them in. I'll go over them later once more. I got a resource for you that goes deeper into them. But your life can change in a physical way, mental and emotional, intellectual, spiritual, financial, vocational, relationship, and fun and adventure. Because what's the point if we're not having fun, yeah? Rule number 9 in life, don't take yourself too damn seriously. BJ Paul. Nice. Beautiful. So those are 8 domains of life, and that's my last gift that I want to give y'all, so that way you can consider, I see the eyes moving, I see the brains twisting. So that way you can consider how is it that you want to advance in life, and once more, what's most important? I can't tell you how important that question, like what's most important? All right, I got one more resource for you. All right. It's called, is it the coaching game? Oh my goodness, I'll make sure I get it to y'all, but I think it's called the coaching code. But it's 8 questions how to change your life. And the most important one is what's most important right now. Like when you're coaching a client, you got to steer the focus. Because once more, otherwise you're just wasting energy. You feel me? And as a leader, you have precious energy. Sweet. It's crazy how quickly that goes by. I got some stickers that I'd like to give y'all. I got 3 stickers. All right. Who loves a good podcast? Like it's your. All right, I got 1. Who loves a podcast? All right, 2, 3. I saw the hands. All right, cool. All right, I'm gonna pass this mic around. Anyone that has a question, or y'all can just shout it out. It's not that big.
I just have a comment.
You have a comment.
I just have a comment. You talked about failure earlier. I think it's important to learn to fail as well as to learn to succeed.
Oh, okay, we'll pass it around.
Do you want to repeat it again?
I just said that I think it's important to learn how to fail as it is important to learn how to succeed.
Oh yeah, fail as much as you can and as often as you can. And if it's a class, it's okay. Like you can fail a class and people are like, oh no, I can't listen to him anymore. No, because there's big lessons in learning to fall on your face. Whatever that looks like for you, just make sure you do it. And then enjoy the lessons on the way.
Oscar from the East Campus.
Oscar.
I just wanted to ask, is there a reason that you define intention based off of like a goal or an endpoint other than just sometimes I think intention can just be presence and focus in the moment.
Yeah.
Does it always have to be defined based off an endpoint?
I don't like to subscribe to always or nevers, but I utilize that to reverse engineer the energy. And then you embody the energy in the moment, and presence is an important component to that regardless. So when it comes to your intention, you can just make it simple. It's like, what do I want to feel today? Gratitude, excitement, joy, whatever it may be. The invitation when it comes to crafting a goal, it's just decoding what's the energy there, so that way you can just be that right now. And as you be that right now, things will open up for you in circumstances, events, opportunities, random email, a random network contact, just something that goes beyond your imagination. Because the secret is, y'all don't need to have everything figured out. Y'all just need to make sure you show up, which that's another principle of leadership. Show up, and show up often. That's part of the job. A lot of people ain't willing to show up, but then when they get there, their energy ain't right to receive what they actually need to. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Great question. Oscar?
Yes.
Oscar from the East, yeah.
So how would you suggest somebody change, I guess, a culture that is already cultivated, that's already been set in stone, right, in quotation?
Yeah.
How do you go about, like, beginning that change in whatever field?
Yeah, I think clarity and how is it that you want things to shift, and I believe it was Gandhi that said, be the change in which you want to see. And I think people might see that quote, or they might share that, and that's like people might catch that, but, one second. But when it comes to that, like, be the change, not like do the change, like, but be it. And just do that every single day. As keep this in mind as a principle, all physical processes require time. If you could just change a culture like that, or if I could just change my profession like that, that's predominantly a white male like profession. I would maybe even say crusty, but that's okay. I'm just talking. People don't picture this when they picture a chiropractor. So by product, I need to make sure that I align myself with the community, so that way when you get tired, people can pick your head up, pick your energy up, because you can't do it by yourself. You're not supposed to. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, together. Move to properly.
That's actually not true. That's a cultural myth.
What is?
That being change you want to see is attributed to Gandhi. What he actually said is much more complicated, and
Of course.
I can't remember the whole quote, but it's basically, it's important. What's important is what you see reflected back to you in the mirror.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a whole conversation. Yes.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
But I mean, if you look it up, you'll see the whole.
Yeah. Thank you. Ask me any and all questions.
Gabby from Northwest.
What's up, Gabby?
You had mentioned that life is like a video game. I was just hoping you could elaborate a little bit on
Oof.
that.
Yes, I could. Oh, nice. I didn't even look. Hey, I'd appreciate y'all scanning that, as when you bang out this, I got a gift for you. I do Providing for the Provider. It's my workshop that I do for healthcare providers, leaders, that's you, so that way you can take care of yourself. In that, you'll probably find also my Instagram or website. I have a YouTube. I got so many resources for y'all. I go deep in this in like for a half an hour. But just know, I used to play World of Warcraft. Anybody? Hey, I got some spies. Okay, I used to play World of Warcraft. When I say life is a video game, it's just a playful way of being able to invite that this is your avatar and you are responsible for taking care of them. Personal responsibility is one of the biggest things in order to shift your life. And as you get better at doing life, you level up. And as you level up, you get better skills in fatter loots. What are the fatter loots? It's what your intention is and what you want to experience. That way you can craft your life, craft your community, and craft your environment in a way that's leading towards positive, constructive change. A lot of people get trapped in life is happening to them. And Tony Robbins says life happens for you. I like to say life happens because of you. That's another layer. Once more, I can appreciate the complexity. But when you're able to unpack those things and make life a little bit lighter, and understanding that you always have a choice and you always have an ability to regulate your nervous system, heal, and adapt, health is the ability to intellectually adapt. So if you're getting stuck, well, what do you need to shift so that you can adapt?
We have one last question from Moses from the West Campus.
Moses, what's up?
So when a leader is drained, what could you recommend to do to recharge from said draining?
That's a great question. I like to answer that with another question. And what have you found? You got to answer this, but what have y'all found to be essential for your energy? For me, you could just think about nature as a default. Y'all got some sexy mountains around here. So getting into nature, like getting into the waters, getting into the mountains, getting into the trees. We are an extension of nature, in case y'all forgot. We're just like a plant that walks around. It's bipedal, has emotions, but you need to have water. You need to make sure that you put your feet on the ground, because you can actually discharge yourself as a lot of positive ions like accumulate, and that leads to a lot of inflammation. Grounding with your bare feet on the rocks or the grass, if you got grass, is very important. Make sure you breathe. A lot of people are just breathing right here. When the white man went to, I believe, Hawaii, they called them chest breathers. Why? Because there's a lot of stress activation here. In case anyone's seen I Am Legend, y'all remember like little things, and they're all. There's probably a lot of those like that you go to class with. They need some help. Belly breaths only, baby. Belly breaths only. And then make sure y'all get some sun. So if you want to recharge your energy, ask yourself, what is it that charges you up? Is it playing basketball with your homie? Watching some anime? That's what I like to do. Is it getting into nature? Is it calling some family? Because I don't know about y'all, I'm from Connecticut. All my loved ones are on the East Coast. Like all of them. It takes effort to be able to charge yourself up. But you gotta identify it for yourself. And then as a leader, give yourself permission to do that. Because if you don't do that, it's only a matter of time before you show up out of integrity, and then you step on some toes and you ground that. Man, I just want to say I am so grateful for y'all. Like, thank you for this opportunity. I wish that I could just give y'all more. I just want to commend y'all. Like, thank you for showing up for yourself. Like, you didn't have to get up a little bit earlier or come here on a Friday just to see this dude speak that you never heard of before. So, you know, it's with great honor that I'm able to share with you. Once more, I'd be honored if you could bang that out. I'm always trying to get better, of course. But hey, when you bang that out as well too, you're gonna get a nice about hour and a half video. So get a nice sexy journal, get a nice pen, so that way you can just take notes. As that's my gift for y'all. As I'd love to go deeper, as there's good principles there, and if you find or follow the links, you'll find other providing for the providers too. But man, can we get some applause for Julia for putting this on together?
Let's get an applause for Dr. Jamal.
Hey. I got some cards here, by the way. Feel free to take some cards if y'all would like. And once more, I got a podcast called Soul Coffee. So feel free to tune in. That was crafted about 3 years ago, and that was a passion project. But now it's a resource for my people in practice. So take a listen. I'd be honored to get some feedback. Shoot me an email, shoot me a message. And as soon as I get back to you, I will. And of course, if I can be of support, the source chiropractic, it's about 10 minutes that way. It's on Lankantala and Campbell. It's a good service to you. You got questions on how to live a natural health lifestyle. It's really simple. It's really fun. I'd love to share that part of my life too. So thank you.
Thank you.